Let me make sure I don't crash the car here. But what's up, everybody? It's me, and I'm live because I told you everything I do from now on is going to be live. If you see the live feed and you see the title of said live feed, it's called non-category pointers, and that's because we have a lot of things going on where category spend normally gets the lion's share of all of the attention. So, getting gift cards on your business cash at office supply stores, food for the gold card, groceries for the gold card, travel for the platinum card. What's going on, Matt? But this live feed is about non category spend, which most people tend not to focus on. Because actually, the lion's share of the points that I've earned in the year 2023 and even 2022 were actually non category spending. What's up, Tito? Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of people, especially those centered around the Built card, who are of the very, very, very flawed understanding that Built is the only credit card you can pay rent with, which is not true. Think that all non-category spend. The reason they're so skittish about it is that they have to catch it on a catch-all card, and there can't be any fees or la di da. Well, I'm here to tell you that's utterly silly. Now, the reason being is that yes, it's 2023. You can pay an alarming amount of things with credit cards, but yeah, you may have to pay a fee, but not all fees are created the same. Sometimes you have a flat fee, $3.95 for the credit card processing fee. Big deal. But then also you have percentage fees that actually scale with the amount of money that you're paying. And in that, you must use some discernment. So here's the value props, right? Before I'm a YouTube creator, before I'm anything, I'm a father, I'm a husband. I have a child for whom I pay child support. Um, there are all sorts of bills that are like my home utilities. A lot of them have fees that are attached as well. I pay my child support with a credit card. Why not get some return on a bill that I have to pay anyway? So then you say to yourself, all right, well, oh my God, you're doing that, so you're overpaying. Yeah, I am. I am overpaying. Now, with that, the question I would have to pose to someone who says that if you pay for non category spend with a credit card, are you overpaying? Is would you pay $50 for $1,000 airplane ticket? Would you pay 500 for $1,000 airplane ticket? Better yet, would you pay $5 for $1,000 airplane ticket? All these things you get a return from. Now, one pointer I would say is that with scaling fees for non-category spend, I would highly suggest you do not use a cashback card for that because there's no versatility in the cashback that you get returned. Now, outside of that, I would use a points card because still, even if you use a 5x points card, so we'll equate that to 5% back, right? But you can get 6, 7, 8 cents per point. You're actually above, what it is that you put into it. So now, people can say sometimes that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, but it all depends. Is this a rolling bill? Is this something where you're hoarding points in order to make that aspirational trip? Even if it's not an aspirational trip, maybe you want to go to a family reunion and you just don't want to shell out the cash because hell, you don't know half the people are going to be there anyway, even though you're related by blood. So these are definitely things you want to think about. But non-category spend is an awesome way to really drum up a lot of credit card points on expenses that you're going to have to pay anyway. In the year 2020, actually from 22 to 23, I had my kids in daycare. Now, it's a fun fact about me. My kids were young. Neither one of them was potty trained. And they were both, I think one was 2 and the other one was going on 3. So just to give you an idea, that is very expensive. And even in South Florida, it's not, I don't live in a major metro like New York or this and that, whatever. In South Florida, it was just shy of $2,000 a month. That's more than my mortgage. So that's just to give you a picture into what it is that I was paying, and I was actually using a Chase Freedom Unlimited to pay it because guess what? They accepted credit cards with no additional fee. So I would have been kind of silly to not use a credit card and get 1.5 points back per dollar spent, in addition to the fact that I was not paying an extra fee. And then because of that, I am very, very, very much so of the understanding that my doing that is what really made me more attractive to Chase. And then bada bing, bada boom, I'm 824 and I'm getting a bunch of Chase Business Inc. credit cards. Didn't work for personal, but that's what worked for me. So I'm at a red light, so let me read some whatchamacallits. Tito's in the building. The professor is in the house. Matt says I'm looking for a bridge video before I drop a resolutions video before New Year's and dreading calling Chase. Okay. Apparently he's. I don't. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of recon, since you brought it up, I actually did get on the phone with Amex Recon. And you guys are looking at the brand new owner, the brand new holder of a Hilton Aspire card. Now, I explained on the last live, didn't meet the night's requirements because I had a couple of jobs get canceled on me um, at the end of the year. So now the Aspire will allow me to retain my diamond status for next month when I go to the Hilton Como out in Italy. I just want to make sure that my upgrade status and all my diamond statuses are intact. So yeah, so that works. Phil Mo, I haven't seen you here before, but welcome. But yeah, so once again, the whole goal of this live is to talk about non-category spend. Child support, non-category spend. I don't know about alimony. I don't pay alimony. Sometimes your utilities, if you don't have that U.S. Bank Cash Plus awesome 5% on utilities card, you can use your city custom cash and you can try to do that. I think that's one of the categories. I could be mistaken, but either way, you can always be getting a return. But just make sure you watch your fees. Some of them, once again, will have a flat fee, $3.95, $5.95, sometimes even $10. It is what it is. If you smoke, don't tell me that you have a problem paying $10 to get a return on non-category spend, because you waste your money smoking and it's killing you. In addition to all of that, your guided, let me put the do not disturb on. In addition to that, your scaling percentages, we don't want to pay those with cashback cards. And then also with that, you have to see, is it worth it? Because if you have a flat fee, any non-category spend for goods and services that you can get a return on, overpay. Spend a couple of months in advance. That could help you with your subs. You know what I mean? That's definitely something that you need to consider. And you compare that with a 2x card like the Fidelity Rewards Visa from Fidelity or the Capital One Venture X. You can do that. But if you do not possess those cards, still a Chase Freedom Unlimited doesn't hurt. A Venture One 1.25x on all purchases doesn't help. Even if it is a 1x card, a return is a return is a return if you have a goal in mind for transferable points. That is the best thing to do. As far as cashback, I don't know about that one. But what the hell is going on here? Oh my. Anyway, these are still things that you definitely want to consider. So that is what it's about. Everybody talks about travel, everybody talks about food, but you know what? Going to Home Depot, like I'm on the way to going to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever to go paint match a piece of drywall, um, that's non-category spend. Oftentimes you don't see that as something that a lot of people talk about. You know what I mean? Gym memberships. They have special deals a lot of times for health clubs. Like I know it's a category on my Walgreens MasterCard that Sledge inspired me to get. Shout out sledging team. You know what I mean? And also health clubs are on some cards per se, but as ubiquitous as health clubs and health expenditures are, you don't get a lot of cards that aren't super focused on health to focus on them. So this is a way that you can pull all the majors in, make sure that you get your returns, get your returns, get your returns. So let's see what we got here. John is in the house. The professor says for non-category spend, my go-to is still the VX, unless I'm working on a sub for something else. Absolutely. And also, non-category spend is the bread and butter of your sign-up bonuses. Because as a whole, understand that your non-category spend is normally higher, except in the case of food at some points, depending on how many kids you have and this and that, whatever. Most of the time, your non-category spend is the largest bulk of your spend. Now, even like let's take rent into example, because I did make reference to the bill card. Like some people don't have the bill card, so they want the bill card so they can pay rent without a fee. Excellent. I applaud that. I I definitely think that's a good idea. But suppose you have a sub with a credit card, so you have to pay a fee. Let's say it's $25 on the $1,200 rent. I mean, although I know $1,200 worth of rent is unheard of, you know what I mean? That's what, uh, maybe 2%, if my quick math serves me correctly. But even if it's $25 on a $2,500 rent bill, that's only 1%. With that, if you pay with a cashback card, the cashback card actually cancels out the fee at, at 1% cash back. So that is what I'm talking about here. So, oh, Keith S. is in the building. So either way, like, and especially Keith S. He brings up the fact that if you have the business platinum card, a heavy hitter, anything over $5,000 is 1.5 points back. Now, depending on how good you are with these redemptions, of what your specific goal is with these redemptions, that could be pretty valuable. You know what I mean? So, they hate me says City Custom Cash equals 5% at home improvement up to $500 a month. There you go, because you can customize that in order to get use out of it. But what I am trying to tell you guys is do not sleep on non-category spend. Do not suffer from analysis paralysis where non-category spend is concerned, because the whole goal is while you are maximizing is to still pull back a return. That is the name of the game. That is the goal of the game. Let me unplug this phone so it doesn't overheat. That'll be good. Is that, yeah? Damn, it's getting hot already. But either way, that is what I wanted to join you guys and tell you about. That is what is on my mind. Non-category spend. Let's have a focus on non-category spend. Now, when I get back, I'm going to be checking my points accruals, because I want to actually answer a video that Dugraus Reports put out a couple of months ago about 250,000 points in quarter 4 of 2023, and I want to see if I hit the goal. I spent a lot. I did a lot of stuff, and I want to see if that works out for me. But I'm looking forward to my Amex Aspire showing up tomorrow. They said they're going to rush deliver it, so FedEx should be here with it tomorrow. Let's see here. Chase codes Home Depot as wholesale. That Long Way Travel says didn't realize Chase codes Home Depots as wholesale. And here's the thing. Now that if you know that, and Home Depot is coded as wholesale, and you have the Freedom Flex, even though it's only 3 months, you have a 5% opportunity to get 5 UR points per dollar spent at Home Depot. That is definitely something you want to look into. So let's just face it, if you're a homeowner, if you're a mother, a father, you work every day, trust me, non-category spend is going to thump you. So let's say you don't want to do the aspirational travel. You don't want to get high Semper point values to go to this exotic locale or that. Let's say that's not your goal, which is fine, because you're welcome here as well. Let's say you want to maximize cash back. RJ Financial will tell you like how to pretty much almost get 5% back in every category, and you can actually still use this to your benefit, because, like I said before, non-category spend will be the lion's share of your spend, unless you just got people in your house to eat like all the time, every day, like I do. But this is what I want to share with you guys. So I got the Aspire card, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. The smoke show the day before Christmas was actually pretty cool. I had a great time doing that. And so far, there hasn't been any blowback from Reddit or anything like that. I told you I was not going to monetize that, because hopefully, you guys can watch it ad free if you choose to watch it. I understand it's over an hour and nobody wants to listen to me talk for an hour. And I get that as well. But hopefully, you guys have been hopefully you guys enjoyed that. DJ Bruce Wayne in the house. Let's see here. John says, don't forget that another powerful tool is Amex offers. You can pull some nice MR points for things currently like Lowe's, Home Depot, and if, hold on, China, and if you are getting ready for any projects. Exactly. We didn't even touch on the offers. And here's the thing, offers are not exclusive to Amex. Chase has offers as well that are attached to all of the Chase cards. Wells Fargo's has their offers. Bank of America, AmeriDeals, they have offers. A lot of these places have offers outside of the multipliers that are attached to these cards that can actually glean you extra value. So you also want to consider that in your non-category adventures, your non-category spend adventures. So looks like I'm pulling up at Home Depot. Nice 15-minute live. That way I don't keep you guys forever and a day. But yeah, the smoke show was awesome. I'm thinking that maybe, I'll say it beforehand. If I have any disagreeers, detractors, if anybody wants to come and just say, hey, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, I'm fine with that. It's cool. Maybe we can learn something from one another. I'm totally for it because I see a lot of ignorance goes going through in from outliers of the community, and there's no point in us not getting together and having a better understanding. So because this is towards the end, I am not on StreamYard, even though I am enjoying that StreamYard. Just want to give some shout outs to small channels. Got Michael Infante, he has a channel. I think I've linked it before. We have Bo Noonan. That is a small channel as well. Call Me Lonnie. He's an up and comer. You definitely want to check him out. Also, there's this other guy. I think it's like Darius Gray, or it's a guy. He has dreadlocks on his uh on his what are those things called? Thumbnails. Um, let's see here. Just want to shout out some of the small creators as I like to do. So let's see. I'm gonna be pulling in here so I can read some of these comments as well. So let's go ahead and get to a safe spot. So I'm not trying to read and drive at the same time because we don't advocate for unsafe practices here on Chad's Money Minutes. But the wife was actually she liked the smoke show as well. And I think folks have to realize that not every credit card YouTuber is just some 20-year-old with no experience. Folks have to realize that not every every credit card YouTuber is someone who is just wholly and solely addicted to points and does not have an opinion or goals and things that drive them that would make them really stand up and say, hey, you can't talk about me or my colleagues in such fashion. We have created a hell of a community here, and I will defend it always. So let's get to some of the comments here. Keith S says, product changing my CSP at $100 to a CSR for $450 difference, canceling my Amex Gold, saving $250. 450 CSR minus 250 gold equals $200. There you go. You got some shuffling with the annual fees there. Oh, that's another thing. I got some card cancellations coming up because I'm going to streamline my collection. So for at least 6 months, I'm going to have a Surpass and an Aspire. So that's 150 plus 550. That's $600. So I'm not keeping that all year. That's just not going to happen. So we're going to work through that. Filmo78 says, if I have an anticipated non-category big spend, I usually try to grab a new card for the sub. If it's a surprise or just a regular expense, I usually use the Venture X. There you go. Another Venture X user. Now, in addition to all of that, let's say you have a flood in the bathroom, you got to knock out some gray roll, and if you have to knock out gray wall, you have to retile. Let's say you also have to replace a tub. You decide to upgrade the fixtures. You're approaching 1,500. You're approaching 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. That's great. Let's say you have the Hilton Surpass or the Hilton Business Card. Yes, it is not a Venture X, but you get Hilton points if you have a Hilton trip that you're going to do, and that's going to get you closer to the $15,000 worth of spend that it's going to take to get that free night award, and which those free night certificates with Hilton are worth their weight in gold. So that's another thing to consider. It's not all about points. It could be about other things that you're trying to do where cards require a certain amount of spend, even though it's unanticipated, in order to reach them. So let's. Oh, why is my nose itching? Keith S says 3x on restaurants plus $300 in travel credits. I don't think I'll be missing much from the Amex Gold besides their monthly annoying credits to use. That is true. I hope you also have another card to cover your grocery spend. I don't know how much your grocery spend is, or maybe you might be using a BCP to get the 6% back if your grocery spend is pretty low. But other than that, that's smart. He's actually collapsed the use of two cards into one, so that way he doesn't have to kill himself with overlap and still has great transferable currencies to use. DJ Bruce Wayne says Ritz Carlton card is my next upgrade. $450 and a great value for me with the benefits. With benefits? Yeah, me with benefits. Exactly. The Ritz Carlton card is not for everybody. It is not for me personally. I like Marriott, but frankly, I don't stay at Ritz's that much, and I find the travel credit annoying to use, even though I've heard it's notoriously easy. It's just not as automated as I would like. But by all means, if you can get it, grab it. I swear, I don't do blow or anything like that because I just don't know what's going on with my nose. So, anyway, DJ Bruce Wayne says in 2024, I'm gardening. Let's see, did I miss anything? Because I was driving. No. Bup, 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 bup. Um, Keith S. also said, I am playing nice with Chase 2. I was able to get a second Chase Ink Preferred with a sub for 100K. My wife and I did that as well. So we got 100K coming to us for our, because I have an Ink Preferred and now she has an Ink Preferred. She's building her stable of Chase Ink cards. And the fact that she got it tells me, A, she's probably under 524. So she may end up getting a Flex card courtesy of the hubby. But we'll see what we're going to do here. Woodsy. What's up, Woodsy? Just talking about non-category spend here, because we're at 22 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up because I don't want to take up a lot of you guys' time. And the whole thing here is that I know you're gonna hear things on YouTube about category spend and trips and maximizing. What I'm asking you to do is weigh the value proposition of maximizing non-category spend with a card that you may end up getting and not having use for, or actually maximizing the use of the cards that you have, i.e. my example with the Surpass and or the Hilton business card. You definitely want to make sure you pay attention to your non-category spend, pay attention to any and all fees associated, and in some cases, you may assume that a fee might be applied to non-category spend, which isn't. So, like my kids' daycare, I paid almost $2,000 a month, no fees whatsoever. That was a big coup, and it really just boosted a ton of chase points. Towards the end, before I pulled them out of that particular school, I wound up with 18,000 Capital One miles that never expire, and I have no balance with Capital One. So now that's just return waiting to be used, especially if I need to top off for a redemption. Because other than that, Capital One they want nothing to do with me. It is what it is. But I'll just deal. Professor says I really appreciate the P2 talk. Absolutely, player twos are integral. If you have a player two, you would do yourself a favor by always incorporating them, especially if you're married. As a married couple, you're already a corporation anyway. Why not move your money the same as well? That is definitely, Jesus, that is one of the biggest wasps I've ever seen in my life. Good God, I think that thing picked up a rat. Is it gone? Is it? Jesus. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that thing was a pterodactyl. Anyway, yeah, always use your spouse. Because your spouse, um or if you have a significant other and you guys are really trying to combine your finances, it's the best way to do things. Woodsy says going to be doing some wild stuff in the second half of the year until the beginning of next year to knock out the 15K spend for the FNC on the Hilton Biz. Now, look at that. Woodsy came in on the tail end after I gave the example, and that's exactly what what I'm talking about. Yeah, Keith says, I don't know what's going on. My nose is itching, and there are gigantic wasps out here. May have to jump out and just head into Home Depot. Keith S says, I'll use my City Double Cash for 2x on groceries. I'm giving up some points, but I'm holding out for a City Premium for a 75 to 80K sub instead of a current 60 sub. That is the definition of a value proposition. He has analyzed it, seen what was good for his situation, and he is acting accordingly. So yeah, I also have videos on Player 2. I have also I want to visit some of the videos that I have and maybe give some live commentary on them, including videos that I have for FICO scores. Uh, which cards give you FICO as opposed to Vantage score. The difference between Vantage and FICO score as well, because Vantage is laid out by the credit card, by the credit reporting bureaus, as opposed to being an independent auditor of credit worthiness. Although these same credit card companies who advertise on that marketing tool actually only use the FICO model in order to score you. That's definitely something that you want to keep in mind. It was a FICO squirrel. Oh man, let's see here. Black Jedi. Hey Chad, would you recommend the Amex Gold for someone who only spends $150 in dining and $200 a month on groceries? Absolutely not. It it that proposition. You got to tell me that you're getting 10 cents per point on Amex points for me to recommend that. I would recommend a Saver. I would sooner recommend a Saver Rewards for $95 or the Saver One, no annual fee. That's 4x on both categories and 3x respectively. I would suggest that more so that way your outlay isn't chewing into your profits that much. You get what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I do like the gold card. The gold card is one of my favorite cards, and it's a great card to use. But if that is the bulk of your spend as far as food is concerned, I would say that the juice ain't worth the squeeze on that. Because even if you get, let's say you get a Saver, but you want transferable miles, right? You don't even have to get the Venture X. Just get the Venture One, table it. The Venture One is no annual fee. So that way you still only have $95 as a maximum. And now you have transferable Capital One miles instead of just static cash back. And that would be a better deal for you where your spend is concerned. So let's see here. Jesus or Jesus, or we'll call you whatever, our Lord and Savior, says I'm switching my credit card strategy to credit union credit cards, starting with the Redstone Visa Signature. Yeah, I mean, credit union cards are also good as well, especially if you do a lot of regional spend, if you tend to hang out in your region a lot. Now, there are people who leave their home region a lot, be it for work, and I don't know why this dude's trying to park next to me so bad, and there are like 12 fucking, I cursed. There are 12 effing spaces right next to me, but Jesus, people are just dumb. But anyway, um, credit union cards can actually be very lucrative, especially if you're also a member of that credit union, going into financing and building a credit relationship with them. So let's see what I got here. Professor agrees and said Saver One for sure. What? Why is this? What is up with this guy? So like you killed yourself to park next to me. You can't even open your door. Let me see here. Make sure I don't chip my stuff because this guy's a moron. Anyway, you ever had those people who make it their business to park next to you even though there are actually a million other spaces because parking next to you for some reason is just a thing that they want to do? So this idiot parked next to me, and then he couldn't even open his door because my mirrors are out, and he's looking at me like I'm the problem. So before this MFer chip my paint, I decided to just move my car. So let's see here. Saver One for sure. Since only bonus for the $95 fee is 4% versus 3% on dining only. Thank you very much, Professor, for correcting me. Keith S. says, are you canceling your business Hyatt? You get $200 back a year plus an extra 4x on your spend Hyatts instead of just a regular 5x. I will be canceling my business Hyatt. I've pretty much decided that that's where I'm going to go with that because I got it also in addition to really try it out. And I find that I just don't stay at Hyatt's enough in order to justify it. So in March, when that fee is up, that card's going to go. Yeah, they hate me. I had to move. This guy literally, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'm going to show you. So you see where that black truck is? Hold on, let me. So I was in the space, right? Right next to that black truck. Now that black truck came and saw 3 spaces to park in, and literally he backed up, he moved around, he backed up, he moved around, had to get the truck straight, this, that, and whatever. Also, he could park right next to my car for some reason, which didn't make any sense. So that's what pissed me off and made me curse on the live. I was, I don't care. I'll still try to put it up for monetization. Worst thing they can do is knock me. So let's see here. If Amex was accepted at Costco, it would be a great game changer for me. That's DJ Bruce Wayne. Yeah, this guy, he's just irritated me. So I just moved instead of getting my car chipped. Let me see. So yeah. So here's a piece of drywall. Got to paint match this. So that is my plan. So I originally wanted to do 25 minutes. We're at 31. I am going to sign off here, and I'm going to head into Home Depot so I can get this and get home to the wife and kids. But I just wanted to do a live, just wanted to come at you guys, let you know what's going on. By all means, my lives, please excuse the condition of my lives. I don't really do thumbnails. I don't, all the YouTube-y stuff. I just want to get the information out to you. So please, by all means, feel free to share them. Please feel free to reference them. You will notice you'll be able to tell them differently by the titles. I'll probably do thumbnails after the fact in order to give them a little bit more differentiation. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So I just wanted to say, everybody, thank you so much. Special shout out to Keith S. Thank you so much for being a great mod. I didn't know exactly what mods did, and you stepped up to be the first one. So I appreciate you. Got 20 people in here, and I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to end off saying the same thing I always end off with. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. I just wanted to let you know that every single one of you that view this is a milestone for me, and without you, there is no me. So much appreciated. Happy holidays. Much love. Happy New Year's to you guys and your families. Stay safe, be blessed, and I wish for you a kick-ass 2024. You guys take it easy. Salute. Shout out Sledging Team. Shout out to all the small creators. Shout out to everybody just trying to be better than they were yesterday. So you guys take it easy.